Hi, I'm going to show you how to install a distributor for the first time properly so that it's in time on an Oldsmobile V8. This would be 260, 330, 307, 350, 403 small block, or 400, 425, 455 big block, 1968 to 1989 Oldsmobile V8. So first thing you need to do, you're going to need a 9/16 socket with the wobbly, and universal on it, and loosen the 9/16 bolt on the distributor hold down if you're removing an old distributor, right? Some of you may be starting with just nothing there. Once that's out of the way, you want to save that for later, and it should just pull straight out. Sometimes this can be difficult if it hasn't been out in a while, okay? Now, careful, don't pull it all the way out real fast. Slow, see the gear? Slow, you may or may not. Like there's nothing. But what you're gonna look for to see is if the oil pump drive shaft has stuck to the distributor, okay? Here's the danger. If it has stuck, sometimes you get to about here, it'll fall out, okay? Let me show you what I'm talking about. There you can see the hex of the pump drive shaft. If it's about 8-9 inches long. If it gets too high up and then it falls back in, it can go around the casting, fall all the way down into the oil pan, and then you're gonna have to remove the oil pan to get it out. Ask me how I know that. There's supposed to be like a pressed-on washer kind of tang thing under there to keep it from coming out, but sometimes it will come out. So don't let that fall out. Now that the distributor is out, we need to turn the engine over to get it to top dead center number 1. So I think it's usually going to be 1 1/8 inch socket. Now we need to also pull out this spark plug, okay? So hold on a second. So here's the number 1 cylinder on an Oldsmobile. It is the driver's side cylinder is number 1, and you can tell because it's further ahead. So number 1 plug is out, and there's the plug. It doesn't look bad. I thought the engine was running a little richer than that, but it's nice and tan. There's not a huge amount of carbon. But anyway, these plugs look like they're actually pretty new. So the point here is you need the number 1 plug out. We'll obviously set that aside for later. Now we need to turn it over, and I'll show you how we find out that we're on number 1 cylinder. Now here's how you find out that you're on number 1 cylinder, top dead center, but firing. We need to be on the firing stroke because there's top dead center where it could be on, between the intake and exhaust valves opening, okay? So I don't want to take the valve covers off to watch the rocker, so here's how we can tell. Okay, and I'm gonna turn clockwise. And I'm going to watch. I'm going to get a light and watch in the spark plug hole. Now, I can see already, I can see the piston right there, right? So it's already happens to be, of course, right? It's near top dead center here, right? But I don't know if it's top dead center firing or exhaust stroke. So, I'm going to go till, I know it's going to be all the way down when that's 180 away, okay? That mark. I'm looking for the timing mark to come around. Okay, so now the timing mark I can see over here is coming around. So now, it'd be nice if I could stick this somewhere. Okay, so now, make sure not to put your finger over the hole when it's going down. It's got to be coming up. You don't want it to suck your finger off, okay? Nope, no compression. So I'm going to go around again. I can see the timing mark is there. So now I know the piston is coming up. I can feel it. You hear it? Oop, I went a little bit past. You're not supposed to back them up, but I'm going to go way behind and then advance it again. Do you see here? Did you hear it hissing? I felt it and I heard it hissing. Now, we are at top dead center, and I know I'm in the firing stroke because I felt the air coming out. In other words, it's on the compression stroke, okay? Now, here's your HEI distributor, high energy ignition. If you're swapping from points to HEI, by the way, okay, this plugs into itself, but there's a power, you'll need a power lead on here. You will need to run, if your car came with points, you'll need to run a clean 12-volt power source. Points distributors use the resistor wire that cut the power wire down, so you'll need a keyed 12-volt. The cap is pretty simple. It's got a notch. You see the notch right there? That notch fits in to that tab on the distributor. Like, I think it's helpful. See, I took a paint pen and put, so you could see. So it's roughly like that. Now, the firing order for an Oldsmobile, 1, it's counterclockwise distributor rotation. You need to understand that the rotor spins counterclockwise. 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. Okay? Uh-oh. That's bad. Needs a new cap. That's broken. Okay? So, generally speaking, this is the way you'd want it. If the front of the engine is this way, like it's oriented in the engine this way, you'd usually want number 1 kind of facing to the driver's side of the engine towards the back of the engine, right about there, okay? So now, I've also marked where number 1 is on the distributor base, so that helps. So I can set the cap aside. Now when you drop this in, remember I showed you before? I showed you that oil pump drive. Double check that the oil pump drive shaft is there. If it's not in there, you'll have 0 oil pressure and you'll smoke your engine in seconds, okay? The gear teeth are curved, so when you drop this in, the rotor's going to spin. So what I want to end up with is, remember I said it spins counterclockwise, I want to end up with this rotor like about there, a little bit before top dead center. But it's going to spin, so if I put it where I want it and then drop it in, watch. If I put it where I want it, and I drop it in, now it won't go down because the hex. So sometimes you got to turn things. You see? Now it's way before. So in other words, I know that it turns on the gear teeth, so I got to set it ahead. And turn it a little bit and wiggle it so that it gets over that hex drive and engages the gear teeth. Yeah, see, still way too far. So I'm going to go some more. Now watch, okay? The vacuum advance can is hitting the intake manifold. And it's here. I can't get enough adjustment. So that's not good. So what I need to do is go that way. Okay, now let's see. I think I might have it. So now, I would say that, yeah, I want everything shifted over 1. I mean, I guess that'll work though, right? Because, yeah, that'll work. Because now, that would be like way advanced. That would be after top dead center. So let me put the cap on to see if that's going to work. Yeah, I think I like that. So again, I had it in the same spot, so I know it's right before top dead center number 1. Number 1 is over on the driver's side of the engine, I'll look at it from above there. I think that's good. And we have plenty of room to advance the timing, right? Because if you're going to advance the timing, if the rotor's here, you want it more before, right? So this would be advancing it, but I'm going to leave it like there. Now it should be in time. Plug this in, plug your power wire, I think it goes to that one. Yeah, battery. Power wire goes to this one. Tach, if you have a tachometer, that signal will go to this one. Route your wires correctly, again, and you should be good to go. Oh, last, 9/16 coarse thread, 9/16 16 threads per inch bolt. I like to put a lock washer on it. This is what the Oldsmobile hold down looks like. And it goes in that hole. What I like to do is before, until you get it like actually timing set and everything, I like to install this and just snug it down. Again, you'll probably need a universal. Not crank it tight, but if you get it to just the right point, you should still be able to move the timing. Yeah, a little bit. Yep, see, I can still move it a little bit, but it's not going to flop around. Okay, there you go.